walk around and get a drink. I'm wearing my glasses so I can see my watch, and I'm going to speak for 5 minutes, because I could go on for a half an hour easily about the state of education in Washington. This session, the main bill before the legislature was what was called the Race to the Top bill, which you may have heard about. The federal government, this is all a series of ironic ideas now. The federal government has the Obama administration has an education secretary that is a big proponent of free market reforms in education. So you have to recognize that what we have here is the federal government trying to impose changes that our state government strongly resists, because we have a very strong, entrenched education system that resists change in the state. So we have here the Race to the Top bill that the governor has written with her supporters, and her supporters do not want the changes that the Race to the Top bill are trying to impose, such as charter schools, performance pay for teachers, an improved system for evaluating all of our schools. And so this has been a very interesting thing to watch, and out of that, out of the session, I wrote a couple of pieces that got picked up by the Tacoma News Tribune and the Tacoma Weekly about what educators know is the dance of the lemons that principals are required to use to try to keep underperforming teachers from being assigned to their schools, because the existing legislation in our state makes it so difficult for a principal to remove an underperforming teacher that the best that he can do is to try to keep an underperforming teacher from being assigned to his school. It's called the Dance of the Lemons, and I wrote about it. It was picked up widely by papers across the state, and it is pulling back the curtain from what's happening in our schools. The research now is very clear that the best way to improve our schools is to place a highly effective teacher in every classroom, and that is a true challenge, because the way we run our schools makes it very difficult to do that. Principals do not have control over the staffing of their schools. Principals do not have control over their budgets of their schools. Principals do not have control over the educational program that they offer at their schools. So this is a very interesting thing to watch. There are movements of reform across the nation, and they're not here yet, but they're on the borders of Washington State, and they are coming. And it is exciting to be doing this work right now, because it is impossible to keep good ideas out. So that was my main effort during the session, and out of that, we started some work on the collective bargaining agreement of the Seattle School District with the Seattle Union, because there's all of a sudden a lot of interest on behalf of the public in what teachers are paid, how they're compensated, how they are evaluated, which is not being done essentially. Measures of student learning are not being used to evaluate the performance of our teachers, which is really preposterous. Teachers are well paid, they get good benefits, they really should be held accountable as professionals and the important people that they are in our society. So that's a very interesting effort. And then the next effort that we will be continuing is to try to bring to everyone's attention that we truly need market-based reforms in this state. We don't have charter schools, but we could have what is called innovation schools. And we had a very wonderful principal from an innovation school in Colorado. Innovation schools essentially allow a principal to operate free of all the regulations that impede his excellent performance and leadership. And they are allowed in Colorado, they've been passed in Minnesota, West Virginia has them, the state of Massachusetts just passed a law allowing innovation schools. It is an idea that has been picked up by some of the wiser legislators in Olympia, and I'm very hopeful to keep pushing that in the future. So I very much appreciate your interest in this important subject. I think there's a lot of reason for hope, but we need to push people to change, because the numbers are really very bad in education, and there is no argument. I don't have to even make that statement. I don't get any challenge. Everyone knows it's true. So we have to keep the pressure on so